What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel It's Just Saying. Tonight we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County, season number 10, episode 7. Episode number 7 already, right? It just seems like, honestly, I thought the season actually had been on longer than 7 weeks. But I think I'm just merging New York and Orange County and Beverly Hills. Everybody all is just merging into one right now. So anyways, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County, season number 10, episode number 7. This episode, it was a very peaceful episode. I was very, I guess, pleased with the episode. I mean, I guess if I could be pleased with other people's lives, you know, I like it because they all seem to be getting along right now, and it is kind of cool. Like, this is what I like. I like to see the women, the ladies on these shows, I like to see them getting along and just having fun together. You know what I mean? All that unnecessary stuff where people aren't even talking like for the entire season. It's just ridiculous, okay? Anyways, Simba, I'm not playing with you right now. Go, get out of here. I don't want to pick you up. It's my stupid cat. Anyway, so Shannon, we're starting this episode off. Shannon goes to visit her holistic personal trainer. What? Like, they have everything in California, right? Like, what the hell is a holistic personal trainer? I mean, I don't get it. Like, what is he supposed to do? I guess it's like, holistic being like your mind, your body, spirit, everything. So I guess he's not only training her body, he's training her mind as well. But I mean, when you start a workout plan, you do condition your mind in some kind of way. I've been on a workout journey all year. This is, I'm in it. Sometimes I slack off, but for the most part, I'm in it. And I mean, I'm seeing results or whatever, but I don't get what, you know, a special type of person, like, how much does this man charge is what I want to know. Does he charge more than Jillian Michaels? Because if he does, then you need to go on over there and hook up with Jillian Michaels, okay? Like, okay, whatever. What the hell? California has so many crazy options of, like, things that people will pay for, you know what I mean? It's just so crazy to me, but it's like, it's a whole other world than what I'm used to, you know what I'm saying? Here in the Midwest, it's completely different. Anyway, so, yeah, she was saying, like, she's tired of looking at herself in the mirror and feeling like it's partially her fault that her marriage is in the state that it's in right now, partly because she's kind of let herself go and she's gained, you know, weight over time and just kind of stopped kind of caring a little bit. Not necessarily, go somewhere, Simba. Not necessarily not caring, but you know what I mean? You know, you fall into mommy mode. You fall into being a mommy and a wife, taking care of the house, you know what I'm saying, making sure everybody is okay. You get comfortable. So I can understand, you know what I'm saying. I had to kickstart myself again because I was noticing that I was starting to just wake up in the morning, go to work, and just put on whatever was comfortable that looked halfway decent. You know, I wasn't even bothering to put on my wigs for a while. Like, I mean, like, cause I always alternate between my natural hair and my wigs or some crochets or something like that. But I was just not even doing my natural hair. I was just like pulling it back in my puff. I mean, yeah, so I get it. You can fall into that slump, but that does not give your husband the right to cheat on you. So whatever that's about, unless he talked to you about it and told you that was an issue for him, and he, you know what I'm saying, constantly told you over and over again, you know what I mean? It's not your fault, girl. It is not your fault. I mean, I'm not saying that there's other things, because you can be a little annoying. So I'm sure somebody that lives with you is probably annoyed with all your holistic stuff and all this craziness that you got going on. But at the end of the day, it's not your body. You're not even fat. You just got a little extra push. But I mean, that happens, you know what I mean? But you're far from fat, girl. 15 pounds is not a fat girl make. Or how does it say? 15 pounds does not a fat girl make. Is that the same? This is not. Okay, Shannon, move on. Anyway, so the next scene, Tamara and Eddie are doing some little quickie workouts for their Studio Cut Fitness. I guess the business is kind of slumping a little bit. They're not you know, they don't have as many members and as much business as they thought they were going to have. But so they're, you know, trying out new ideas. So now they're putting out, you know, little snippets of their workout, and I guess they're going to make a YouTube channel or a website, put it on their website or something like that. You know, so they're just basically trying new things, and it just doesn't seem like they're getting along as business partners right now, which I couldn't imagine working with my husband every day. So, and especially not in working out. I hate, you know what I'm saying, working out just by myself, I get irritated. I'm like, I don't want anybody to say anything to me. If my daughter comes down in the basement, she's welcome to, but she cannot open her mouth while I'm working out. She can only sit there and watch, or she can join in. She can't ask me a question. I don't want my husband asking me a question. I don't want my phone ringing. Like, I just, you know what I mean? So, and then the fact that it's your business with your, oh, I have a mosquito bite. It is itching me like crazy. It's a little bitty bump. It must be a mosquito. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I just could not imagine working with my husband, and especially not in a workout, a fitness studio where we have to work out together, come up with plans together, because working out is just stressful enough. And then add to it, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, you fight differently with your husband, whether it's at work or whether it's at home. You're going to fight differently. You're going to argue differently. You as the woman are going to feel like you should get your way all the time because you're the wife. You know what I mean? Even though it's business, you know. So, yeah, I can see that. So, I'm skipping to the end, but they decide that Tamara is no longer going to work at Cut Fitness full time. Now, that doesn't mean that she's giving up ownership, because you remember a couple seasons ago when they first bought Cut Fitness, Tamara, you know, made it a point to let everybody know that she was 51% owner of the company and Eddie was 49%, because that's when she was still going through her divorce with Simon, and she was just excited to have something of her own, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, so she's still majority owner. She's just not going to be there every day, because I guess this is Eddie's passion and whatever. So she's going to focus on her real estate and let Eddie focus on the gym. This little bump itches. I hate getting mosquito bites, y'all. And as much insect repellent as I use, I should never get bit by anything. Anyways, so in the next scene, you see Vicky's at home. You know, her mother passed away the episode before last. Last episode was the funeral. We didn't get to see the funeral, but we kind of saw her, you know, going through it or whatever. So this episode, her brother Billy is in town. You know, her family's from here in Chicago. So her brother Billy is there in California in town, and she's having a medium come over and I guess just kind of try to tie up some loose ends, because their mother died suddenly. She wasn't sick, and she just died in her sleep or whatever, you know. But she was in her 80s, you know. She lived a full life, you know what I mean? So, but it's still sad nonetheless. So yeah, so the medium, I can say a median, like Vicky was doing last episode. The medium comes over, and he basically, okay, so she actually does invite Shannon as well as Tamara over, because she's like, you know, they're her besties, and they were both there along with the other ladies. Were all there when she found out the news, because she actually found out the news. You guys remember if you watched the show, at Shannon's house during a Banco party, which clearly is a California thing. I've never in my life heard of Banco until started watching this show. Anyways, yeah, so she has this medium come over, and he just gets in talking about how there's a lady here talking to Billy, like she's saying you were like her favorite, you might be constipated, so you need to do a cleanse. Like, really? Something about a tattoo, and you know, Tamara's like, you know, not really believing anything this man is saying, so she keeps asking the guy questions, and then he eventually says, you know what, when people interrupt like Tamara is doing, it's hard for me to hear everything or whatever. And I'm just like, I honestly don't know if I believe in that. I've never been to a medium. I've never been to a psychic. I had my palm read when I was like a teenager, and I went to the frolic at school. The frolic, if you guys don't know what a frolic is, it's something that we used to do at our school around Halloween time. And it was just like a big like party at the school. We would have different rides, like hayrack rides, and just little different games. And we call it the frolic because we were frolicking. And that is so Midwest, I know. Anyways, and I didn't grow up in Chicago. I grew up on the border of Iowa and Illinois, so I'm like super Midwest, okay? Yeah, anyways. So I had my palm read, you know what I'm saying, as a kid at the frolic. But other than that, I've never dabbled in any of that type of thing. I don't know if I believe in it. It could be true. I don't know. I don't want to mess with the dead. Honestly, they're dead. Like, I mean, you know, I have relatives that have passed away. My sister passed away. It's going on 10 years now. And, you know, she comes to me in my dreams sometimes. But honestly, I don't want to mess with any kind of spirit or anything like that. I just think that, you know, I practice Buddhism, and I mean, we believe that, you know what I'm saying, you come back to, you're reincarnated anyway. You come back, you have different lives. You're not going to be, like, my sister will never come back as my sister ever again. But, you know, she's here somewhere in the world. Her soul has come back. So that's what I believe. And I don't know if I want to hear somebody telling me that they're talking to any dead relative of mine. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. But if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. If it brings you comfort, you know what I mean? Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people should believe in whatever they need to believe in, as long as it's legal. As long as it doesn't require you to hurt yourself or anyone else. If it brings you comfort, then it brings you comfort. And that's really all that we can ask for in this life, because no one really knows what's going to happen after this life is over. You know what I'm saying? So just find comfort in whatever you can. That's my little 2 cents on that. Anyways, moving on. Megan is chatting it up with her stepdaughter, Haley. Haley is 17, right? So she says that Haley is doing some kind of independent study. Instead of going to regular high school, she goes and gets her assignments from the public school. And then she's supposed to work on it, I guess, throughout the week. And then once a week, go meet with her teacher and take a test. What? Say what now? Did I hear that right? Is that what you're doing? I mean, is this homeschooling? Is someone supposed to be there, like, teaching her, telling her, this time you need to do this, this is the time you need to do this? Or are you guys, I mean, is that what they doing in Hollywood now? I mean, in Orange County now? I mean, that's what they do? They just hand kids work and be like, you don't have to come to school every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be disciplined and get your ass up in the morning and come to school. I mean, you're 17. You got other things to do. Not. You need to get your ass up and go to school. What are you doing? I mean, if I gotta get up and go to work, you need to get up and go to school. I mean, school is not that dang hard. High school is not that hard, y'all. It is not that hard, trust me. I mean, you can turn in a few cans of for the food drive and get a couple extra credit points, right? Do an extra book report. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard. And I mean, as a teenager, that's all you have to do. Like, that's all you have to do is get up and go to school. Your friends are there. You get to go to lunch. You get to go to gym class. I mean, I don't even understand why kids can't go to high school. That is so stupid. It makes no sense. And then she was saying something about, well, if she was in regular school and had to go to school every day, she wouldn't be able to take her mom to doctor's appointments. Well, that's not her responsibility. Her mom is married. Her husband should be taking her doctor's appointments. Her sister, her auntie, somebody like that. She should not be relying on her 17-year-old daughter to take her to doctor's appointments throughout the school day. I mean, that just shouldn't even happen, which that's probably not even the reason anyway. The girl probably haven't even been in real school since she was like 12. You know what I'm saying? You know how these famous people do with their kids. They just, I guess, don't value that. But I just feel like getting up every day and going to school is not only are you getting your education, but it's teaching you discipline. You know what I mean? Because even if you don't go off and get a 9 to 5, you're going to have to do something to support yourself. So you're going to have to learn some kind of discipline. Like, I need to be here from this time to this time, or I need to sit in my office in my home from this time to this time. I can't just wake up and do whatever I want to do all willy-nilly. I mean, you're not going to make it anywhere in this life. I don't care if you're rich or if you're poor. You can't just not do anything with your time every day. You know, all your money going to be gone if you're rich, and you won't have any money to come in if you're poor. You know what I'm saying? So get your ass up and go to school. I don't even understand that one. And then, like, later on in the episode, she talks about how she put the girl on birth control because, you know, she's 17. She doesn't know if she's having sex, but she wanted her to be on birth control just in case, which You know what? That is such a taboo topic. You know, I think that that is completely up to the discretion of the parent. You know what I mean? Because I can see both sides. I definitely can see both sides. Like some people say it's like you're giving them the okay to go out and have sex. And some people say, well, they're going to do it anyway. So instead of them, you know what I'm saying, sneaking around, let me give them this birth control or condoms or whatever so that they can at least, you know what I'm saying, be protected. I don't know. I have a daughter. She's only 8. And I honestly, I used to be on the side of caution and saying, yeah, go ahead and put them on birth control. But I don't know. Like, what do you do? Oh, God. I don't even want to think about it. Hopefully I got a long, at least 10 more years. Like, what I'm talking about, my daughter's 18. She'll be 18 before she has sex. I mean, I hope she's, like, out of my house by then. I just don't want to have to worry about it, you know? But, I mean, it is a part of life, so. And it's up to the individual, you know what I mean? But all the other ladies were looking at her like she was crazy. But, I mean, it's not an easy decision. But, you know what I mean? I was doing it when I was 17. I really was. And I'm sure a lot of y'all out there watching this were too. So it is what the hell it is, okay? Anyways, so yeah, so that's kind of that. But I do see Megan trying. It's kind of sad that she's only been married like 5 or 6 months at this point. And, you know, she's stepping into this situation where her husband is away like 50 to 60% of the time. He's away all the way on the other side of the country. He's like, you know, he's in St. Louis and she's in California. That's a long ways. And he's gone, you know what I'm saying, majority of the time. You know what I mean? And then, you know, she's helping take care of his ex-wife that's sick with cancer. Their 17-year-old stepdaughter lives with them, which she has been, I guess, living with them for a while. Like even when they were in St. Louis, I guess she was living with them. He must have custody or something. So yeah, so my heart goes out to her because she's only 30 years old and she just kind of like stepped right into this, you know, all of the stuff that is going on with her husband and his family and things like that. So, and then trying to raise a 17-year-old, a one that you haven't been around from the time that they were a kid. And I mean, she's only 30. Yeah, my heart goes out to her. She was kind of crying a little bit at the end in her interview, you know, because she's stressed out. She's stressed out, you know, and 17-year-olds, they're not going to listen. I mean, that's just the name of the game when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, teenagers. They don't listen. They want to do whatever they want to do. She's not doing her homework. She's not turning her homework in on time or whatever. You know what I mean? Which, if she can't handle all of that responsibility, then she needs to be back in school every day, Monday through Friday, like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, moving on from Megan. Yeah, I hope that everything works out with her. My heart really does go out to her. It seems like she's really trying. So I just hope everything works out, you know? Anyway, Shannon and David go to dinner. I guess it's like, she says it's their early Valentine's Day celebration. I guess he's not normally a gift giver on Valentine's Day. And so he brings her this really nice like watch. I think it's like in the shape of an alligator. It like coils around her wrist or whatever. It was gorgeous. And I love jewelry. I don't wear my jewelry as much anymore because someone broke into our house a few months ago and stole all my jewelry. Like most of, like I say about 80% of my jewelry, the real stuff and some of the fake stuff. You know what I mean? Like some things I had never even worn yet, you know? So it's kind of sad, but yeah, so I gotta restock, you know what I mean? Like a lot of that jewelry I've been collecting since my early 20s, you know what I mean? And one of the things that they took was my Sweet 16 present from my mom. It was like a gold necklace. You guys have seen me wearing it in my videos. It's a gold necklace with a T hanging on it. That was my Sweet 16 present, and this year would have made 20 years that I'd had it. So I was very sad about that. Anyways, yeah, so, but I love jewelry. I love bracelets. And that bracelet was so cute. And she was just basically saying, well, he said, you know, I hope this makes up for last year, and I hope it makes up for the, you know, other years that I never gave you a gift or whatever. She was saying, you know, last year she gave him a Valentine's Day gift and he had nothing for her, but it was in the middle of his affair. So, you know, so they kind of also talked about the affair, and she was just saying, you know, she feels appreciative and she's thankful that he wants to stay committed to the family, and she just hates that she can't get over it, and that she keeps having these thoughts. But I mean, it's only been like 5 or 6 months that, you know what I'm saying, that she found out about it, and I guess the affair had been going on for a long time. And it wasn't just like a fly-by-night affair either. It was a full-blown relationship, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I can see it taking some time, you know what I mean? But she said, like, she's gone from thinking about it, like, all day, every day, to now she's only thinking about it maybe half of the day. So, I mean, time is the only thing that's going to heal something like that is time. The only thing that heals anything is time. You know what I mean? Whether it's a broken leg or a broken heart, you just have to give it time to heal. That's all. So I'm really rooting for them. He seemed very sincere in what he was saying, because sometimes I get the feeling that he's not that into her. Especially last season, I definitely got that feeling, but I thought it was because she was always yelling at him. You know, she did yell at him a lot last season. So I don't know, but he did at this lunch scene or dinner seem very sincere, and I hope he is, because she seems like such a sweet and caring person. And you know, they have 3 girls at home, so hopefully they can make it work, and hopefully he sticks to his word, and you know what I'm saying, and leaves that part of his life behind. Anyways, I was going to talk about Tamara and Heather walking the stairs or whatever, but it wasn't really much to talk about, and my video's getting a little long, so I'm going to skip over that part and talk about when the ladies go bowling. So the ladies go bowling. It's Tamara, Heather, Shannon, Megan, and Vicky. So they all want to have like a girls' night out to kind of, you know, get Vicky's mind off of things, you know, with Brooks having cancer and then her mother passing away. She's been dealing with a lot, you know. So they go out bowling, but why does Vicky and Tamara and Heather decide to keep their heels on? Like, who bowls in heels? Really, ladies? I mean, come on. I know it's California, but you can't take your shoes off. Can't take your heels off just to go bowling. That's why you almost broke your neck. Like, it was funny because Vicky was trying to do it. I think it was actually Shannon, and her like ankle twisted, and I'm like, that's because it's a little slick right there, and you're bowling in heels. So you need to put on your bowling shoes. They were complaining that the bowling shoes weren't cute enough. Like, whatever. Anyways, bowling is a lot of fun, though. I really, really, really like bowling. But you know what? I don't really think it would have mattered if they all put on bowling shoes, or if none of them put on bowling shoes, because they all sucked. I think Vicky got like a 100 and she had the high score. That's kind of sad. I love bowling. But then again, I'm from the Midwest, and that's what we do on the weekends. We roller skate and we bowl and we play darts. And that is what we do on the weekends and go camping. Black, white, it doesn't matter. That is what we do. Unless you're from the Chicago area. People in Chicago don't realize that they're in the Midwest, but they are. And their country is hell, but they don't want to admit it. Anyways, so yeah, so they do, and then they all go out. Oh no, so they were talking, first they were talking about Brianna, Vicky's daughter, because she's having a hard time with, you know, Vicky's mother passing, and then the whole thing with Brooks, and, you know, him living with Vicky and everything. So Brianna and Vicky is just like, you know, I just want to take her to Vegas and go out dancing. And Tamara's like, well, why don't you do that? You know, you just get her a babysitter or whatever. And Vicky's like, my mom will babysit, you know, and it just comes out so naturally. And everybody kind of just stopped, and she's like, oh my God, did I just say that? Oh, it's only been like a week and a half at this point that her mother passed away. You know what I mean? That's an easy mistake. It's definitely an easy mistake. But it's like, once you realize what you said, it just takes you back to that place again, you know, the place that you're trying to move away from. So, I just felt so sad for Vicky. I really did. Because losing it, I couldn't imagine losing my mother. It would just probably be the worst thing. Though I know she's probably most likely going to go before me. You know, I just hope it's not until I'm like in my 60s or 70s. You know what I mean? I need her around, you know. Anyways, after they go bowling, they all go to dinner. And for some reason, and Shannon is going in on Brooks, you know, to Vicky, talking about she's upset that he's not listening to her and not going and doing this holistic stuff, you know what I mean, that she feels like he should be doing because, you know, I guess he's doing all of these like juice cleanses, which I do agree with her. Doing a juice cleanse and using the juicer instead of a blender, you're not getting any fiber, so all you're getting is the sugar from the fruit. So you know, he's not eating any protein or whatever. So I don't know, like his doctors, I guess, told him this is what he should do. So I guess he's following their advice. It doesn't seem right to me though, because I don't think you're supposed to have a lot of sugar. I mean, you're not supposed to have a lot of sugar in general. I try to watch my sugar and that includes fruit. But when you have cancer, I could have sworn, because my mom had breast cancer last year. She beat it, thank God. And I'm pretty sure they told her to stay away from excess sugar, including, you know, natural sugar from fruit. Anyways, but yeah, so Heather is like kind of, Shannon is kind of upset that, you know, Brooks and Vicky isn't taking her advice and you know, going all this. But she goes overboard with this shit. Like, she goes overboard with her whole, like, Zen, holistic. I mean, she has, like, hospital-grade air filters in her house. I think she said she had like crystals or diamonds or something in her walls. Like, I don't know. She's like cuckoo with it. Anyways, you know, so I just feel like at the dinner, everybody was getting along. Everybody was talking. It's just so refreshing for these ladies to get along. And you know what? Honestly, for the most part, the Orange County ladies, they get along. They are similar to the New York ladies where they do a lot of things as a big group. They may bicker, but it's very, very rare that they have like this ongoing drama that just lasts from the first episode to the reunion show. You know what I mean? Like, they have issues, but normally, you know, there's been a couple of seasons over the last, I've been watching it, 9 years, something like that. There's been a couple of seasons where there's been some ongoing drama, particularly with Vicky and Tamra. But you know what I mean? It's usually where they can still be cordial together or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just not so much drama. I think I'm just so over all of these reality shows and all of their dang on just drama all the time. It's like, y'all don't even like each other. Why are y'all even on this show? Like, y'all can't even pretend to like each other. You know, that's how I feel about some of the other shows. But it was very refreshing that everyone got along or whatever. And that was pretty much the episode. I think the last scene, well, not the last scene. The last scene was Megan talking about her stepdaughter and how hard it is. But I talked about that already. So I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that Tamra and Vicky were driving home. You know, they had a driver and they were on their way home. They were talking about how they would like to be buried, and all of a sudden their car breaks down. So I'm like, is that like a sign? Is that an omen or whatever? I don't know. But yeah, so their car breaks down. So I don't know. I guess they must have had a flat or something. So they're freaking out on the side of the road. So I'm like, I don't know what they're freaking out for. First of all, they're not even driving. They're in the back seat, half drunk. And then, you know what I mean, they're not going to get out and fix the flat. So all they really have to do is sit back and wait for someone to come fix the car so that the driver can then continue to drive them home. So I don't know what they were getting all like, whatever, but they're dramatic. They're just so dramatic. Anyways, but it's cute, whatever. I'm happy that Vicky and Tamra are back together. Hopefully their friendship lasts throughout this season. Hopefully nothing else happens to where they fall out again, you know what I mean? Because I like them two together, so. Yeah, well, that is it. You know, next episode we see them, they go to Tahiti. Ooh, that seems like a very nice place. I think I might want to visit there one day. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, their trip and how they all vibe together, and hopefully Shannon won't be too embarrassed to put her swimsuit on in front of everybody. So we shall see what happens next Monday, but until then, oh, please comment on this video, please like this video, please share this video, please subscribe to my channel, okay? And with that, until next time, stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye-bye.